Hello and welcome to the Reiki Gem Wellness channel. This is a segment that I call Let's Talk Crystals. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Shannon and I'm a certified Reiki master and teacher and a certified gemologist. And I combine those skills and passions to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and opportunities to practice incorporating crystal healing into your everyday life. And in this episode, I talk mainly about how I use crystals and gemstones in my everyday life to provide an example for you to show you what kind of situations that gemstones can help you with. And it's not always the big life-changing stuff, but sometimes we need help with the small things in life as well. And then the second purpose of these videos is to answer some of the most common questions that I get about crystal healing. You know, I get them in emails and comments on Facebook, and I've been collecting a long list of questions. So if you have a gemstone or crystal healing question that you would like me to answer, then put that in the comments below, and I'll add it to my list. So the first part of this is, how did my week go? And, you know, I started the week in a fairly low, bad mood, to be honest. And it didn't seem to have a particular trigger. I just felt kind of cranky and grumpy and realized that I needed something to transform those feelings. I needed to have a better outlook. And, you know, two crystals that are really helpful for that are Citrine and black Tourmaline. And both of these gemstones, they transform negative energies. Just being in your environment, just being near you, these gemstones make light from the darkness. And I know that it's kind of hard to imagine that this black gemstone is so uplifting and positive, but it really is. It's a powerful protector. It protects against the negative energies of others, but it also helps us when we are feeling negative, when we have a bad mood. That, you know, if I see myself just feeling kind of grumpy about nothing, and I'll sit and I'll actually put both of these gemstones in my receiving hand, which is my non-dominant hand, and just breathe. Just try to let go of my thoughts and my emotions and just sit in the present moment. And, you know, just allow these crystals to do their work, to start transforming my mood, my energy, and just dissolving whatever block that might be in there. Now, black tourmaline is especially good at transforming external negative energies. Citrine is great for just improving one's mood, for having a shinier day. And so I did sit with Citrine at the beginning of the week quite a lot because I just, you know, I wanted to feel and be more positive, and it definitely helps. So another situation that I found myself in this week is just having perseverance for long-term goals, long-term projects. And when you're working on something that's going to take a long time, 6 months, a year, more than that, maybe you're working on a degree and it's starting to feel tiresome. It's starting to feel like, am I ever going to make it to the end? And a stone that's good for that is Howlite. And Howlite is a really great stone for perseverance, for hanging in there, for keeping going when the project is not at its most exciting. You know, there are lots of exciting parts of a project or a goal or a process, you know, the beginning, the end, certain milestones, but when you're kind of in the middle of those, it can be hard to take the next step to keep going. And Howlite is a really great stone for patience, for perseverance, and for waiting, and just helping you hang in there and keep going. And I needed that this week. And then another situation. And I think a lot of these were mental. They weren't actual like life situations, things happening in my life. These were all mental situations this week. And so this last one that I'll talk about is, you know, I had a decision to make because an opportunity has come up that I can pursue, and it's going to take some time, and I wanted to know, like, I really want to do it, but there's a lot going on in my life, and I wanted to know, is this the right time? Should I start on this now? Should I wait until 2020 is over? I wanted to know if I should go ahead. So anyway, that involves just trusting divine timing. And I sat with Kambaba Jasper, which is a black stone with these olive green like eyes on it. And the circles on this stone represent the natural cycles of life. And Kambaba Jasper helps us make decisions about timing and trust divine timing and inviting it into our life. So if you are wondering, like, is it the right time to do something, then sitting and meditating with Kambaba Jasper you'll really start to get a sense of yes or no. It's a very black and white stone. Like, yes, this is the right time to do it, or no, I should really put that on hold. Like, it's sitting with Kambaba Jasper when you're trying to decide if it's the right time, like, really gives you an answer for sure. And so I sat with that and I got my answer, and I'm really excited about it. So more on that later. So the question that I'm going to address, that I'm going to talk about today, is if my gemstone cracks or breaks or has a crack in it, can I still use it? And it's an easy answer for me. Yes, absolutely you can still use it. But there are a lot of reasons why a gemstone is still useful. Because gemstones still work when they're rough. And that essentially is all cracked up on the outside anyway. Got lots of cracks in it. But the most important thing to consider is that gemstones have internal cracks and inclusions all throughout them anyway. They are full of cracks. Now, there are flawless stones out there, but you don't have to have a flawless one for them to work. Like, consider the shiny nature of this citrine here, or this specifically. This is heat-treated amethyst, but that's all. There's so many cracks and inclusions in this baby right here. Well, one, it's part of what makes it beautiful, but it's natural for gemstones to have cracks. In fact, here's another one. You can see some little cracks here where the mica in the aventurine has caused some little kind of fractures in the stone right there. It's totally fine. And also, You know, a smaller stone is just a chipped off part of a bigger stone anyway. You know, often when I answer these questions, there's always a yes or no. And there is an exception on this as well. Like if you have a favorite stone and you drop it and it breaks, and you no longer feel like you have a connection now that it's broken or it looks different, then set it aside or gift it to someone else. If you no longer feel a connection to it because it's broken, then you don't have to use it anymore. You can find another one. However, because a gemstone has a chip or a crack in it, if it breaks and cracks and you now have 2 gemstones, then bonus, they're still gonna work. Gemstones are still gonna function and provide that good, useful energy for you, even if they have cracked, even if they have broken. So another kind of question that often goes along with that is, if my gemstone cracks, like it was fine one day and I pick it up the next day and it's got a crack in it, does it mean anything? Does it mean that it was too full of negative energy? And no, I don't think so. And I personally have worked with lots of rocks and gemstones and crystals, and I haven't ever had any like kind of inexplicably crack before. And I use them a lot. So I wouldn't read anything into it if you find that your gemstone has a new inclusion in it. Like, make sure that you are taking care of your gemstones, that you are cleansing them on a regular basis, that you're putting them out during the full moon, that you're charging them, so that the gemstones are getting a lot of positive energy. They're staying cleansed and cleared if you use them a lot. And then that should prevent any negative energy buildup in your gemstones. But I don't believe that a buildup of negative energy will cause a crack in a stone. I do believe that it will start to feel different to you, and that it might feel less effective to you if you haven't taken the time to clean it on a regular basis. So that's the question that I'm answering today. If you have any more specific questions about that, then make sure to put them in the comments below. And if you have any other questions that you would like me to answer, then certainly put that in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today to, have a casual chit chat about gemstones and how I use them. And if you are new to the channel and you want to learn a lot more about crystals and gemstones and how they can support you in your everyday life, then make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single gemstone video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again soon.